And one of the things that I was asking myself, okay, so you're going to believe. And I'm like, well, believe what? Or what? What? What's this whole belief about? And so I ended up, just kind of unfolding how it all works together, the salvation thing, right? And I think you and I briefly talked about this recently. Okay, so salvation is twofold. Mm-hmm. The first thing is, do you believe that Jesus is the Son of God? That he came through the Virgin and that he's God in the flesh? Yeah, I believe that. I think I believe that. Okay. So then you believe that Jesus walked the earth without sin? He was God. Yeah, I believe that. Mm-hmm. But what I do have a problem with, I just can't imagine him being God and felt the things that I feel, had the issues that I have. I'm not too sold on that one. But I believe he was the Son of God. It's okay. So then what was he here for? What did he do it for? What did he die for? Okay, well, the word said he died for our sins because sin is something that sin equals death. And the only way, because Adam and Eve sinned in the garden, they chose the tree of good and evil. And although they had knowledge of good and evil, they didn't have power over good and evil. So their eyes were open to the knowledge, but they did not possess the power. Mm-hmm. So once they had the fruit of the knowledge, then the whole world came into sin. So I'm just trying to figure out, what does that really mean? Now it means that sin has a persona. Sin is a personality that's looking for a body. Sin reigns now. The world, it belongs to sin. Mm-hmm. And so anybody who is born, you're inevitable. It's inevitable. You're going to hell. Just by virtue of being born into this sinful nature. You were born to die. Mm-hmm. Okay. Unless you believe that Jesus was the Son of God and he walked on this earth pure, without sin. And when he died for the sins of all mankind. So from that point on, when Jesus died and I said I believe, then automatically I move into the forever life category. Mm-hmm. All right. So, okay. That's not too bad. We can do that. Okay. But that's cool for forever life. But what about now? What happens to me now that I'm walking and still, and it became so clear as I was walking that you don't have power over sin. Sin has dominion. Sin owns you. Mm-hmm. Sin owns us. Mm-hmm. And then when we finally come to the point that we say, okay, I believe that Jesus died, that Jesus is the Son of God, and he died so that I can live free, that I can live with God in the afterlife. And then he says, but you also have access. Now, you can live without sin running your life. Mm-hmm. Now, you can live with power over sin now. And that's when I really had a hard time believing. So what he shared with me in my walk today was, I believe him for the afterlife. Mm-hmm. I'm just not so sure he got me right here, right now. So that was the rest of our day. Him showing me that.
He's got you right here today, right now.
Yeah.
Oh, and then your coffee experience, you forgot your card. And
Exactly. And that was him showing me that along the way, but it just had to boil down to a point where I had to really empty out.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
I mean, I need you. I don't know what else to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything else to believe in. There's nothing else really to hope for. All I know is that you said you were out there, and you gotta be out there, and that's...
So did you, with that being your question, because that's kind of where you find yourself at after that, realization, with the coffee experience, were you able to see it right then and there? Like, were you cautious from having that moment, or did you just kind of revert back into the same?
No, it was a different level of it. It was now this, I think this is the place that he's been trying to get me to all along, is that place of just total empty yourself out. And it made sense to me because I was just talking to him and I thought, God, I need you. I messed up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what else to do now. I don't really have any options. I need you. I mean, it was just that place just, I need you. I need you. There's nothing else. I don't have anything else to draw on. I'm give out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loved out. I'm hoped out. I'm prayed out and preached out. I don't have nothing else left.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want me to keep going, then you're going to have to help me because I'm done. I'm depleted. I'm empty.
Mm-hmm.
That was a new place. That was a new place to just be empty before him. And now it has to be about, it's really about what you want. It's really about God. Okay, so like I said, I already believe that the afterlife is taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're going to be here
mm-hmm.
on earth, then I have to believe that I can live.
So were you able to believe a little bit stronger after the coffee example?
Yeah.
Did you find yourself even when you?
It was a kind of a smile. It was a smile moment, because like I said, that started my anchor for the day.
So at the beginning, like in the initial part of that situation, when you realized you don't have your card, did you immediately worry, or were you did you pray for this moment? Like you had the coffee after the walk, right?
Yeah, okay. I started. In fact, my walk started with the coffee.
So you had already had the coffee.
Nope, but that was going to be the start.
Okay.
So I left Winston here. I just wanted to go and get a cup of coffee. I wanted to be alone,
mm-hmm.
Have some time with God. And I was going to have the cup of coffee, grabbing the coffee to go. Not really sure. I knew I didn't really want to come back here.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, I was going to walk.
Okay.
And when I realized, I knew I didn't have my card, but for some reason I always think that I can use my phone at Astoria, but I never can. Now that I think about it, I never can. I just always think that I can. And so, fortunately, outside, I was standing in line, and I started having a conversation with this guy, and he was from Michigan. He was like, "Oh my God, you're acting like you're so cold." And I just I fell out laughing because I thought about our conversation all weekend. So we were having that cold versus where y'all from, and I had to throw it in there. Okay, so I lived in Europe. I did live in Europe, and I've lived upstate a few times. It's just that, I moved to Texas because it wasn't supposed to be all of this. I think that was a good comeback. But anyway, so we had that conversation, and then this lady came up, And naturally, the guy, when he came out 15 minutes later, because I've been there for 10, but I was still okay. He went to her first. And she was here first. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, okay, can I help you? Blah, blah, blah. Ordered a cup of coffee. And still, I wasn't feeling any type of way. I went in, we sat down. She went in and I went in behind her. And then I was sitting down. And when he said it, at first I was a little disappointed, but it wasn't a big deal because I thought it wasn't that I didn't have it. Mm-hmm. It's just I didn't have my card. Mm-hmm. So no big deal. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, I'll get it. And I was like, are you sure? Mm-hmm. And I wanted to say no, but it was like, no, don't say no. No, it's offered to you now.
So was this before? So after you
this
got
is the beginning
coffee,
of the day.
And then you went for the walk.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mom, your rabbit trail plans?
I gave you the end and you came back for the other piece. You wanted that. But no, it's just okay. But the coffee part, it was the beginning. Mm-hmm. That was like the first nail because we had 3 nails today. 3 seeds to plant today. And that was the first seed. And I thought, you know what, God? And that's why, because I wanted to be, no, you don't have to. And it's like, no, accept it. And that's when I thought, you know what? I am grateful for the kindness of people because so much we've been shown in this last 2 months. It's just the evil of people. Mm-hmm. And that's a hard thing, that's a hard thing to want to love people when you see so much evil. It's hard. It's hard to put yourself out there.
No, I'm sorry. I'm being super childish.
Childish? No, so you childish. You're past childish. You're being childish.
I was thinking, wait, you didn't like people before all this happened. But no, I feel you. It is like discouraging.
Yeah. And then that made me dig a little bit deeper into the work situation. It was like, okay, so I gave up on people. Mm-hmm. I gave up on everybody. Mm-hmm. I just stopped because so many people.
You used to be a benefit of the doubt person too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a different spectrum. A benefit of the doubt versus
I don't care.
I'm gonna stay in today.
Right? Exactly. I'm gonna stay in today. Probably tomorrow too. But that was my day in a nutshell. He just kind of that was the big thing that we dealt with, the people. So her being kind to me right off the bat, and I wanted to offer this and offer that, and he was like, no, just accept it and go on. Mm-hmm. And you know how hard it is because you want to.
You gotta let me tit for tat.
Yeah. So I was like,
tit for tat doesn't have to be bad, so.
Right? But you just, I thought about that. That's probably why I ran away half the men that I knew because I had to show them that I don't need your money, and it wasn't trying to be nasty. I don't need your money. It was like, I thought you're not a lady if you don't. If you accept everything from a man, then you're not being a lady.
What rule? Who taught you that?
I don't know. Damn it, I got them confused.
I
mixed the two of them up.
All your people and your family. Who taught you
that?
Yeah,
right.
They didn't.
Right. They did. I'm a strong woman.
Look,
thinking strong
woman. That role for sure wasn't taught.
Not in my family. Mm-mm. So anyway, but yeah, that was a lot of that today going on. I had a lot of that's what I've been dealing with, I guess, this week maybe. And I think this Bible study.
Trusting.
Huh?
Completely trusting.
Yeah. And understanding more so. Understanding what it all means. Mm-hmm. What am I doing it for? Because you want to explain to other people what they're doing it for and what they should be doing. Mm-hmm. What are you doing it for? Mm-hmm. And what are you doing?
Honestly,
and even more so,
what are you
doing?
And the fact that you are you doing something for me to ask what you're doing it for? So yeah,
it's definitely been the work through. Mm-hmm. This is him working through, and I recognize it, and it's still hard.